So, going back to some of these questions that Andy has asked and that I'm kind of just playing around, and basically I'm just throwing stuff out there to see what you're going to say. We know the answers to 90% of the stuff that we're talking to you today. I just want to see if you're going to be honest today, if you're really honest about coming forward and sharing information. How often did the animals that you hauled get inspected by the vet before they were transferred?
That I don't know.
Did you ever take any by the vet on your way out?
Some.
Some being?
I can't give you an exact number.
Would it be more often than not the animals got checked or didn't get checked?
That'd be a question for John Ricky, because he was the one that was doing he was the one talking to the vet most of the time.
But the animals got to go to the vet. Who's carrying the animals to the vet? You're the only one there that's got a driver's license.
John Ricky did too.
But the
I'm
animals,
not trying to throw the blame off on anybody else,
No.
but I'm telling you the truth. John Ricky was the one that was doing all the paperwork to transfer him out, talking to the vet most of the time, getting the house certificate, stuff like that. That's the God's honest truth right there.
but you did say that you knew some animals that you hauled had vet certificates but never went to see the vet.
Now, can you repeat that, please?
You stated earlier that sometimes they saw the vet, sometimes they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that some of the animals that you were hauling had vet certificates, but they had never been to see the vet.
Yeah, I had Joe's version of the USDA form and health certificates. Now, there was times that I might have forgot to give it to the person I was giving it to because I was in such a rush to get out of there. And
There was times that you didn't have either form,
either one, no.
like the trip to Branson that you and Johnny went on. You carried all those cockatoos and those bats and that tiger and Moses and all that up there.
That, I can't really tell you if I had it or not. I had an envelope, and I never really looked inside of it. I usually go off their word of what's in whatever.
What happened when you got to Branson?
What do you mean?
With all those animals on that trip? And I think this would have been like June of this year, so it's not a long time ago to have to remember.
No.
It was you and Johnny and what was it?
Bruce and
Marcia. You all took off, and I think this is about the time, if memory serves, that Joe was trying to get all of this stuff out of there and had you guys running from California to Texas to Greg Woody's to Starks. Y'all were back and forth running animals as fast as you could go. Does that ring a bell?
Now, in that time, I never went to Tim Starks.
Right.
That somewhere in the last 3 months or so, in between the 3 months and when Joe was being kicked off park, Jeff Lowe went there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what he was doing there or anything.
Yeah,
Cause
I know about that. But when you went to Branson with the four of you, I know you got there in the middle of the night.
Uh-huh. Well, real middle of the night.
Right. Well, tell me about what happened when you got there.
I don't even remember the lady's name, but we met her. We started offloading the animals. They started going every which direction. The alligator we put in a trailer, and come to find out it was going to St. Louis, Missouri. I didn't know anything about that. I just knew it was supposed to be going to Branson.
Right. That was y'all's orders, was take this to Branson.
Yes.
And those orders came from?
Joe.
Mm-hmm. And what else happened?
We took the lion, which I don't even remember who the lion was.
One of Moses?
Probably so. We took him down the pathway and unloaded him in one of the cages they had set up for him. But the babies, the lady kept holding on to them.
What babies?
There was a baby tiger. I think maybe a baby liger. Maybe. It might have even been a liger. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Well, all hard to tell apart anyway.
That was the only two babies we took. Moses, the gator, cockatoos, the bats. There was something else we took. I don't remember what it was. Like a serval or something like that. I don't remember what else we took. There was some other stuff.
Before you left there, anything happened?
I didn't get handed the money. I think they handed it to Johnny or Marcia, one of the two. And they were actually the ones that counted it and made sure everything was there.
How much was it?
I don't know.
What did y'all do with the money?
It went, I think, in my backpack or in someone's bag.
Mm-hmm.
It might have went in my backpack, but that was it. It never left my backpack.
Until
we got back.
And then what happened?
Gave it to Joe. That was like midday or something.
Okay.
We got there.
Because y'all stopped by Lori Enzymes, picked up some stuff on the way back.
A camel and two tigers.
And what'd you do with those?
They went to Bill Meadows.
Okay.
And that was the last time I seen them.
Okay. So you get
people are saying that I went to Louisiana. I didn't. That was Joe.
When Joe carried his camel down there?
Yes.
He and Dylan?
Mm-hmm.
And Patrick with him when they made that trip?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I really don't like that woman.
Right. So you can see by just me kind of coaching you along through that, I know a little bit about these.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to you real quick about the California trip when you went out to Kirshner's, and that would have been in June.
Yeah.
Tell me what you carried out there, and basically, you tell
Baby
me.
bobcat and when I say a tiger.
Okay. Did you have any forms?
No.
When you got there, what happened?
She took the crates and the animals and they went inside her house and like 4 macaws, 2 cockatoos. There was another bird, I can't remember the name of it. It was something off the wall, real pretty bird, like blue and it might have even been purple, and its body was red. I can't tell you the name of the bird.
Right.
It's like a...
What do the birds have to do with it?
Those went to Great Woody.
I mean, I'm not following. You carried a cat, a tiger, and a bobcat out there?
In return of going out there, I was bringing birds back for Great Woody.
Did she give you money?
No. That the money was wired to me from Great Woody.
For what?
The trip out there. I didn't make any money off from that at all.
So Greg Woody wired you money to pay you for hauling the animals?
Just for gas, yes.
I've never known Joe to give away any animal.
Whatever was money, I was supposed to be wired $1,500.
For what?
Just for transferring the animals. Whatever else they had an agreement on, I don't know. This is all in the time, I guess, after Joe had left.
What about when you carried all the lolligers up to Craig Woody's?
I didn't do that.
You didn't?
No.
Who carried the lolligers to Greg Woody?
One of his transporters.
Came down and got them all?
Yeah.
And this is the same time that all this stuff was, Joe was in the mad rush to get out, right?
The ligers I have no idea about.
Did you carry anything to Greg Woody during that June time frame when Joe was downsizing?
No.
You didn't?
The Bears, Greg Woody's transporter and got the ligers. I had no idea that they had even left. The only trips that I made when all this was going on was the Wisconsin trip, which is the guy that was with me, we were using his truck. We broke down in I can't remember the name of the town, but it was like an hour or two north of the border in Minnesota, and that was a lion, no, 2 lions, and I think a tiger, I think is where it was.
What money changed hands on that?
Like 1,500 or so.
Just given to you in cash, or?
In cash for the trip, yeah.
Well, they didn't give you cash to take back to Joe for purchasing them?
That's what I'm talking about.
Only 1,500 for those 3?
I guess, I don't...
So when you're saying expenses for the trip, I get confused, like they're paying you $1,500 for your expenses, or are they actually paying Joe $1,500 to buy the animals?
There were times that we would use his money for, if we ran out of what he gave us before. Say if going to Missouri or even Tim Starks in Indiana, he'd give me $300, $400, $500, and sometimes it wouldn't even take that to get there, and that I'd give the rest of what I didn't use back to him.
Okay. But what I'm interested in is not the money he gives you to cover gas and expenses. What I'm interested in is the money that you get wired after the fact that you're supposed to give Joe to pay for the animals, or the cash that the receiver is giving you that you're supposed to carry back to Joe and give to Joe.
The 1,500, it might have been more, but that's what I remember is 1,500.
And that was money that you were supposed to give Joe back, minus if you had to pull a little bit from that for extra expenses that he didn't give you enough money for.
Yes.
All right. I've got a lot of questions regarding animal stuff.
Okay.
And we'll switch gears in a minute, but there's one more, actually there's 2 more. You carried Cat down to Omar on December the 5th.
Omar.
Villarreal down in South Texas, Mexican guy, monkey guy.
I know who Omar is because he has one of my monkeys. That Joe sold me.
Yeah, you carried him down there. It was a tiger. Jenny Brister and Michael Brister were supposed to, but they couldn't make that trip, so Joe had you take the tiger to Omar. It was December the 5th.
This past December?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. Do you know what vehicle was used?
I can't remember exactly. I've got it written down on form. Don't have it with me.
With me?
I think it was just you.
I don't remember.
Do you remember anything? How many times have you gone to Omar's?
None that I know of.
Do you remember 4 liger cubs being born in November? Or excuse me, September of 2016? Joe did a big publicity thing with the 4. He named them all after hurricanes. 2 of them's names were Jose and Harvey.
can't say I did.
Right.
Because, last year I was working at the bar, and the only way I'd hear anything is from people coming up to the bar and talking.
Mm. You ever heard the name Robert Ingesser?
Yes.
You ever transfer any animals to him?
I know of one baby tiger.
Mm-hmm.
There may be more, but
Where
that's the only one
did you
I
take
can
that to?
I met him south of Des Moines, Iowa, I think, at a gas station.
Mhm.
I think it was a Road Ranger or something like that.
When was
Might have
that?
even been a Lowe's.
Was this recently?
No, it was a while back, maybe 2 years ago.
Mhm. Did you know he was at the zoo in November 2017 to pick up
No.
the line?
No, from around May of 2016 till the point we decided, Joe left the park, we decided to close the bar. At that point, I didn't really know much about that park, other than what he told me and the gossip I heard from others. That's it. And there might have been trips that I went, took some stuff on,
Mm-hmm.
but that's all I know.
Got a few more questions after this, but I'm going to say this about the wildlife transfers, and something that I know there's a lot on you right now that you're having to think through and try to remember. I want you to think very hard about every single trip that you hauled animals and every single time that you went that you received money. Either money wired after the fact to you to cover the proceeds, or the times that you got cash.
I did that for 8 years.
I'm not expecting you to regurgitate it right now. It's just something when you leave here today I want you to think about. And I want you to think about all your trips and all the people that you've received money for. And I'm not talking about $500 to cover your gas. I'm talking about payment for wildlife, and you know the
You're
difference.
talking like thousands of dollars.
You know the
Yeah.
difference when you're getting, when somebody's buying the animals or when somebody's paying you for gas. I want to see what your story looks like when I go back and pull all the records up and meet with you later.
Okay.
Do you keep any records or receipts?
I
or
don't
anything?
know. No, that was all Joe's stuff. I can remember the towns I went to, and I can probably pretty much tell you what I took there or what I brought back. And I might be able to tell you how much I got there. I might.
What about pictures from your trips or posts on Facebook or anything like that? Hey, I'm in Indiana.
I really don't post anything on Facebook because there's a lot of, I don't really like Facebook.
Anything else? Any other social media?
No, I really don't have it.
You'd send a text every now and then of what you were hauling and going where.
Now, I've had several phones because I tend to break quite a few more phones, but I do have some on here of the tiger. There was a tiger I took, I was going to take somewhere. The last one that I took, she might remember it. But that might be all I have on this phone, besides pictures of my daughter and stuff that Joe sent me.
How is Joe sending you?
It's about Jeff Lowe. And I do have,
And when did he send this to you?
I can't tell you exactly when. But it has the dates in certain areas on it. This is September 3rd.
This is talking about Joe sold a Cub to a guy in Vegas to Paul Logan.
No, that wasn't Joe.
I mean, Jeff.
Yes.